Thank you, Madam President. 6 years ago, I joined with Senator Dick Lugar in a bipartisan request of President Obama to do something to protect the dreamers, those young kids brought to America as babies and infants and toddlers and teenagers who were undocumented, living in America, and had no place other than America to call home. We wanted these dreamers to have a chance not to be deported, a chance to go to school, a chance to work, a chance to prove themselves and to become part of the future of America. President Obama created the DACA program by executive order, and despite the political controversy of that decision on the other side of the aisle, the fact is it was a lifeline for up to 800,000 who've now come forward. They've paid their filing fee at several $100s. They've gone through a criminal background check to make sure there's nothing in their background to disqualify them from staying in the United States, and they've been given a temporary approval to stay here without fear of deportation and to work. And so they've gone on to colleges and medical schools and law schools. They've taken important jobs. They've volunteered to serve in our military. They're proving that they want to be part of America's future. Now, if that executive order, DACA, is eliminated, what happens to them? And that's been a concern and a fear, not just on this side of the aisle, but the other side as well. I'm happy to report that Senator Lindsey Graham has stepped forward. We're working together on a measure we call the Bridge Act, which we are going to introduce today. This is an effort by Senator Graham and myself to have a bipartisan answer to the question about what happens to these 800,000 and others like them while we debate the future of immigration. I think what we're taking is a reasonable step forward. As Paul Ryan, the Speaker of the House, said the other day, there's no need to disrupt their lives. As the President-elect Donald Trump said recently in Time magazine, we're going to work out something that's going to make people happy and proud. Speaking of the dreamers, President-elect Trump said they got brought here at a very young age. They've worked here, they've gone to school here, some were good students, some have wonderful jobs, and they're in a never-never land because they don't know what's going to happen to them. So Senator Graham and I are proposing this legislation today, and we invite members to join us in supporting it. It's simple. It would provide protection from deportation and legal authority to continue working and studying to the people who are eligible for DACA. The Bridge Act has a new term, not DACA, but Provisional Protected Presence. If you have DACA now, you would receive Provisional Protected Status until your DACA expires, and you could apply for an extension. If you don't have DACA protection now, but you're eligible, you could also apply for this Provisional Protected Presence. Applicants would be required to pay a reasonable fee, be subject to criminal background checks, and meet the same eligibility criteria that currently applies to DACA. This legal status would be good for 3 years. DACA is only good for 2 years, but renewable. The status we're creating would be good for 3 years after the Bridge Act becomes law. I believe this legislation will attract a broad support from both sides of the aisle. But let me be clear, the Bridge Act that we are introducing today is no substitute for broader legislation to fix our broken immigration system. And this bill should not be tied to other unrelated measures. Let's take care of these young people who are in doubt about tomorrow before we debate the larger and equally important question about immigration reform, which has so many facets. Senator Graham and I were 2 members of the bipartisan gang of 8, Republicans and Democrats, who authored comprehensive immigration reform legislation that passed the Senate. We both believe that Congress must consider legislation to deal with all aspects of the immigration law. In particular, I strongly believe, personally I believe, we need a path to citizenship, not just to dreamers, but to their parents and other undocumented immigrants who are living in the shadows, but by every measure should be given a chance to prove themselves in America. But we need to pass the Bridge Act quickly and to ensure that dreamers who came forward to register for DACA do not lose critical work permits. There are 28 medical students, Madam President, at Loyola University Stritch School of Medicine in Chicago. They are DACA eligible. They competed nationally. They weren't given any specific slots. They were accepted to medical school. If they lose their work permit, they have to drop out of medical school. They can't do their clinical work, which is important to medical education. So let's not lose them and others who can serve our country in the future. Over the years, I've come to the floor to tell stories of these dreamers, and I'd like to tell one today about Javier Juan Martinez came at the age of 4 from Mexico with his parents, 4 years old. Went to elementary school in Texas, moved to Temecula, California. He was an excellent student, involved in many activities, a member of the National Honor Society and named to Riverside County Student of the Month. He received an award from the College Board's National Hispanic Recognition Program, given to only 5,000 of the 250,000 Hispanic students who took the test. He was a member of the math club, drum major in the school's marching band, volunteered at his town's soup kitchen for the homeless, and received the President of the United States Volunteer Service Award. He didn't even know he was undocumented until he was applying for college, and he learned that he was ineligible for any federal financial assistance to go to school. Thanks to his academic achievements, this young man was accepted at Harvard University. He is now a sophomore, majoring in computer science, member of the Harvard Computer Society and Harvard's marching band. Thanks to DACA, he's supporting himself by working as a web developer. He sent me a letter, and here's what he said. DACA doesn't give me an advantage, rather it gives me an opportunity to create my own future on the same grounds as any other student. I'd like to be judged upon my qualities as a person rather than what papers I happen to have in hand. I hope to be a computer programmer and begin earning my living and a contributing member of America's society. Consider this. Every year, the United States of America imports guest workers to do computer programming on H-1B visas. So does it make any sense to deport this young man who could fill one of those important jobs, who was educated and raised in the United States and wants to stay and be part of our future? Javier and other dreamers have so much to give America. But if DACA is eliminated, he'll lose his legal status. He could be deported back to Mexico, a country he barely knows and left when he was 4 years old. Will America be stronger if we deport him? I don't think so. The answer is obvious. I hope that President-elect Trump will understand this and will continue the DACA program or encourage the passage of the Bridge program as we move forward. If he decides to end DACA, President-elect can then turn to Congress and ask us to do our part by passing the Bridge Act.